Yo, welcome back. You know what I'm saying? One and all, to the premier one man podcast. That's your guy, Jimi Priceless. And this is another episode of the Brown Recluse, episode 11. Okay, my bad, I'm back. But this is episode 11, turned up to 11. Shout out to everyone that watched Spinal Tap, that get that turned up to 11 a reference. But yeah, we are. It's almost the end of August. And the end of winter, which kind of seems over already. Like, is it just me or did we just have like one solid month of winter? Because I just felt like it flew by real quick. So maybe it's just me. Or maybe, time flies when you feel like you're just going around in circles and you're just one turn away from an existential crisis. But anyway, have an announcement, you know what I mean? So sit down, shut the fuck up, and brace yourselves for this one. So for the past 2 months, I've been posting short, like 10-second clips of me working on the next album. Then a month ago, I announced, the album will be called Return of the Thunderous Lover, and it's dropping September. Well, now I got some even more details. So I can officially announce that the next album, Return of the Thunderous Lover, will be released on the 1st of September. Yep, you heard that right. We're less than 10 days away from that new Jimi Priceless album. The release date is exactly 5 years after Thunderous Lover, which is a project I dropped 5 years ago. So it was basically, I wouldn't say love songs, but more kind of like shoot your shot kind of songs. But at the time, I only knew how to make like rap music, so all the beats were like rap shit. I was rapping over majority of it. So I couldn't fully execute it the way I wanted it to, because I felt that like the name Thunderous Lover had a certain persona and certain aesthetic to it. So you know what I mean? Boom, 5 years later, I got the skill set, stepped my game up, and I made the album that I wanted to. So this album, I kept the similar themes as Thunderous Lover, similar cover art. So yeah, but I'll explain that, on the official breakdown episode of the album. But yeah, but after like the praise that I received of Are You Still Busy, I was kind of like, kind of nervous moving away from it in terms of like the sound and also the subject matter. So I'm just excited to finally get this album out there and just let it, have a life of its own, and then, see the reception. So yeah, so I don't have to like lose sleep over like wondering what the feedback's gonna be. But like I've expressed this kind of nervousness to like a few people, and I played them some snippets and shit, and all of them are fucking with it. So hopefully it will catch on to everyone else as well. But yeah, like I said, I'll talk more about the album on the podcast episode where I do the full track by track breakdown. So that will be dropping in 3 weeks time. I'm taking that extra week off from the podcast just to let the album have its time to shine and shit like that. So yeah, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be, I'm nice with the album breakdowns. Track by track, beats playing is gonna be worth the wait. But yeah, back to this episode. So yeah, for the past week, I've been going just back and forth with Engineered by Dex, getting the mixes and final revisions and files and all of that shit done. The album has had the most mixes of like our projects that we've worked on. So yeah, I'm very happy to get this shit done, or to have it now finally done. Got all the files sent to me yesterday, yeah, and then I like submitted it to like DistroKid, Bandcamp last night. And DistroKid suggested that you submit the releases 4 weeks ahead just to make sure it drops everywhere the exact same date and same time. But I only, submitted it 12 days, so I think we'll be good because I got like some confirmation for like one of the stores already. So I think we'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? And you guys know how I do, so I'm already working on the follow-up to the album that's not yet dropped. So yeah, and then even out of that, I still have beats over, or like beats that I started that was still left over. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying exactly what's gonna happen to them, but all I'm gonna say is I got some projects for next year. Like, look out. But speaking of projects, uh, let me touch on some, some releases from that came out like now, like not now, but like this past Friday, that I was listening to. So there were three projects, three albums, or yeah, one's an EP. And I only mentioned the one on the previous episode of the podcast. And that one was Currency's Hot August Nights. So it was actually EP, it was 7 tracks. More trappy. So it was refreshing, kind of like to divert from his usual vibe that he's been giving on his previous releases from this year. So he did his thing, his Currency, he's easy with it, cool lines, solid production. Yeah, so check that out. And then one of the albums that I didn't mention was because I didn't even know it was dropping, but that was Snoop Dogg's I Wanna Thank Me. So I've been keeping up with Snoop like for a long time. So his recent his recent albums, like the recent 5-6 years, haven't really kept my attention. And I never even checked out his like gospel album at all. It just didn't pique my interest. But I decided, fuck it, let me check out this one. So yeah, basically it's I Wanna Thank Me, his latest album. It's 22 tracks. Which sounds long, but like I said, if you've been listening to Snoop for the last couple of years or even from the beginning, like his albums usually have around 18, 19 tracks. So 22 wasn't that big of a leap. So yeah, it was Snoop, you know what I mean? There were some songs that were clearly targeted for specifically, like, this is a club song, and shit like that. I really wasn't that big of a fan of because I've never been to a club and don't plan to go either. So maybe that's just my bias. But like I said, it's a Snoop, so he has that voice that can just float over anything and like, you'll pay attention. But he did this thing, there were songs that were really good. He was talking about some real shit, like on track called Bygones Be Bygones, where he touches on, the Suge Knight situation and things like that. And then One Blood, One Cuz, which is about unity, especially after like the Nipsey Hussle thing. I also liked Main Phone featuring Rick Rock and Stressmatic. Like that beat is just nasty, but like in the best way possible. Then there were tracks where we just switched up and just try some different shit. Like Do You Like I Do with Lil Duval, super throwback shit. Wintertime in June with vocals from Nate Dogg. So yeah, there's it's like I said, a Snoop, gave you something of everything. Also one of the songs, New Booty. When I saw the title, like I kind of came to my own conclusion about what it's gonna be like. But yeah, when I heard the song, it was not what I thought it was gonna be. So check that out. But overall, it's a decent album. At this point, Snoop, like I said, is a legend in the game. Can do what the fuck he wants. But he still gave you that effort to put like some really good songs, on this 22 track album. So of course, there's tracks that could have been cut, but like I said, got to get them streams up, I guess. Also, there's one of my favorite album covers of the year. So if you've been fucking with Snoop, if you fucked with Never Left and like Documentary, then check this one out. And then the third album that I didn't mention on the previous podcast is because I never even knew this artist's music really. So the third album is called Forever by Shura. Oh, that's how I pronounce the name. So I checked out one of the singles, like it just happened to be like on my timeline, like I think it's an article that Bandcamp posted. So then I liked that, checked out like YouTube boom, checked out the first album, was fucking with that. So then I decided, let me check out the second album. So the first album was called Nothing's Real, which dropped in 2016. And then, like 3 years later, she dropped Forever, which is like F-O-R-E, H-E-R, so it's Forever. And then, yeah. So it's different from the first album, which is kind of more like, dancey, synth pop, electro pop, whereas this was more in a similar vein, like still had the synth and shit, but it's kind of more different in the way that it had like live drums and like the tempo of the songs weren't all that upbeat. So it was kind of grown, it felt, And also the concept came across a lot clearer. Like the album focuses on her like being in love and shit, and like you can just hear it immediately. Because it's inspired by a long distance relationship with her girlfriend. So yeah, you can hear she was like all in love and shit, like, but not like in a cheesy Chance the Rapper way. Mainly because there's only 11 tracks, so it's not it's not the big day, thankfully. And also like the writing isn't completely like meta, like all about her. Like there's a song called Tommy, which is basically about this guy. Like his wife dies, man, and then she's like, and then it's basically about him like not wanting to move on, and then eventually she like gives him the green light through like his dreams and shit like that. So just things like that where it just wasn't like very basic concepts, man. Like I was a big fan of the writing of the songwriting on this album. So yeah, if you're into like indie pop or synth pop or whatever genre this falls under, check it out. And also shout out, just big shout out to everyone involved in the series, The Boys. That shit was dope. Like you gotta check it out. It's only 8 episodes, so if you have 8 hours to burn, um, you definitely gotta binge that. And that's my phone ringing, so I may have to like just answer it, I guess. Fuck it. Hello? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Hmm. Mm. Heb ik zo later ook. Ja. Oké. Ja. Mm. Ja, bitte. Oké. Ja. My bad, guys. You know what I mean? Shit happens. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, The Boys. So it's 8 episodes. If you have like 8 hours free in your schedule, boom, binge that shit. So yeah, the only downside is the next season's only starting next year. So yeah, it's a long wait to go. What else did I watch? Oh, the Rocket Man movie. It was dope. But I think because I fucked with like Bohemian Rhapsody and I watched that movie so many times, it was like kind of automatic where I would just compare the two, man. Like especially like the opening scenes had similarities. So yeah. And also I wasn't like that familiar with Elton John's music, so like the singing parts was kind of like, okay. Like it didn't hit me as much, man. But yeah, it's definitely different. Like it's kind of more explicit, which was dope. Like Elton John got lit back in the day. So yeah. But also the actor Taron Egerton who plays in Kingsman, like he killed that shit. Very dope. Because that's the only other movie I've seen him in actually, except for Kingsman. Also, it was dope seeing Stephen Graham, aka Combo, from This Is England, another one of my favorite movies. So watch This Is England as well if you have the time. It's an old movie. And also like they have series based off that movie. So check out This Is England. Yeah. And then I also watched Long Shot. Because I first saw the trailer like on YouTube. I was just like, whatever. But then I saw like on every talk show Seth Rogen is there just doing heavy promo for the movie. So yeah, so I checked it out. I was actually dope. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Yeah, and Charlize Theron did the thing way better than I expected. Even had me in my feels at the end. So yeah, solid movie. Also watched Hobbs and Shaw, so that was cool. If you like action and explosions and shit, check that out. Also the cameos were dope. Hobbs and Shaw. Hope I'm not spoiling it, but Ryan Reynolds in the beginning. And then Kevin Hart also pops up towards the end, so it was dope. But I was wondering, like, just based off the plot of that movie, what's the move with the whole transhumanism thing? Is like, are we on that wave or nah? Because I mean, obviously, it could be very more make life much more convenient. And like it's kind of weird, getting like implants and shit like that. But if you look at it, think about the phone, right? That's with you constantly and is a part of you in every way except like biologically, like you have it on you 24/7. And then to take it a step further, we look at wearable tech like smartwatches and Fitbits and all of that kind of shit, man. So it's not really that far-fetched from having something implanted in your skin, whereas you have something like on the outside of your skin 24/7 almost. So like in that way, I can see it as being a very realistic reality. But just, I mean, obviously there's issues, like I think there was some kind of, I don't know if this was a real article or not, but apparently people got chips out in the skin, so it's kind of like makes payment for shit easier, which is kind of cool. But like, what if there's like a problem, man? Like a network error or some shit. 'Cause like that's the idea, right? You have like cashless transactions just be the standard. But like, what if there's like a problem with your account or some shit, or the technical area now you just stranded, you know? And then even if you look at Facebook, like with the debacle they had around their account privacy and what's happening with the users' information and like the power they have, man, to like just shut your account down or you know what I mean, shit like that. So it's like imagine like that being applied to like your way of buying things. You know what I'm saying? So if a company like Facebook has that kind of power, over a Facebook account, then it's kind of, it could be disastrous for a private company to have that power over like your way of living. You know what I'm saying? Like with the microchip thing. So yeah, it's just, and even another thing like, security, people hacking shit and like, so it's like a very risky thing, especially like with our quality of infrastructure in this country usually being behind when it comes to innovation. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. But yeah, like it's a, let me know, are we down with it? Is the whole, Brown Recluse gang, are we all getting implants and shit, or are we not gonna do that shit? But yeah, I also think it's kind of vexing how we can, push the boundaries of what we can do with, this kind of technology and shit, but we still don't have like a magic pill like you can take for like the common cold or the flu. Like you just gotta ride that shit out, you know what I mean? But we're making superhumans and shit at the same time. Like even more importantly, like there's no like super weight loss pill that actually is like, works. That can like speed up your metabolism easily, because that like I know there's like diseases and shit, but like I would prefer that that weight loss pill first, to perfect that, because I could do with it, like not gonna lie, underwear size went up from medium to large, and not even in the area I would want it to upsize in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out there getting thicker and thicker, shit. Like, cause I was like actually wondering, like, how addictive is meth really? Like, I just want to do enough to cut down on a few kilos, Like, I don't want to go full method. I just cut down a few kilos, boom, and I'm done. So, if you've tried this and it worked, let me know. And if you've tried this and it hasn't worked and you addicted to meth, like, at least you're skinny, you know what I mean? Like, that's silver linings. Also, if you addicted to meth and you're not skinny and you're a fat motherfucker, well done to you, because like you must be really eating. Like you must really you must be a real foodie if you can smoke meth and still be fat as shit just from eating. So well done to you actually. But yeah, out there on my thick shit, man. I'm saying the large underwear now, not the mediums, So ladies, what I'm saying, if you want to see me in this new underwear I bought, holla at your boy, because last time, you know what I mean, when I get down to business, it's, pull out the fresh underwear, then, it's gonna, whew, actually, let me not tell that story. I'm not ready to tell that story. I'm gonna save that one. I'll tell it to you one day. Just remind me. But yeah. So we just out there, just out there. Also, it's another mention, just I just saw the shit like a few hours ago. Apparently Marvel and Disney's like beefing, so like Spider-Man's back to Sony. Sony and Disney was beefing. So now Spider-Man's back into like being a Sony property, so that might really suck. But you know what I mean? I'm Marvel's whore. I'm gonna watch the shit anyway. So, so yeah. But let me know what you guys think. You know what I mean about the whole, like, obviously the business is very important. The business side of things, like the Sony, Disney deals behind the scenes shit. But like, at what point, man, do you like say, fuck the art, let's just get this money? Because I mean, people in those positions, right? I think they should have some kind of emotional investment into the brand or the art form, and to where the kind of will have that empathy and say like, nah, think about the fans, let's work this out, man. I know it's a very impossible thing, but it's just something that I think like any senior, any person in senior position at any like creative kind of company should have some investment into not specifically that same art form, but into the art form as a general, man. So even if you don't like fucking Marvel movies, you should still have some investment into maybe like the comics of it. You know what I mean? Just to make sure there's still that kind of thought for the fan. So like but I think in a perfect world, boom, I would make like when you go for interview, they will like ask you, boom, what's your favorite comics and shit. You know what I mean? That's why that way you won't just have like some rich motherfuckers calling the shots. And even the same extends to like like the whole Glazers and Ed Woodward and Man United thing. You know what I mean? Like you have bankers running a football club. So on the one, like I said, business side, fuck the football, get the money, but at the end of the day, it's Man United Football Club. You know what I mean? It's not you know Man United Business Club or whatever. But I guess it is what it is. And yeah, there's been another episode of the Brown Recluse. So it's episode 11. Yeah, 11. Episode 11. So like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't like to do that shit, but I have to do it anyway just in case. So yeah, support the movement. Yeah, because now the only thing that matters now is September 1st. Return of the Thunder's Lover. It's going down. So yeah, this is the last podcast before it drops. So make sure you know what I mean. You're following at Jimi Priceless on Twitter and Instagram. The Jimi Priceless page on Facebook. So yeah, just to make sure that you don't miss out on anything like that. And I'll be back with episode 12. Episode 12 will be the official album breakdown. Running through the album, track 1 to track 10, giving you some, behind the scenes, like the what, who, what, when, where, how, like, why this beat sounds like that, why this happened, da da da. So it's gonna be a solid one. Dropping in 3 weeks time. Yeah, so be sure to check that out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm out. Check out the album September 1st, stream, purchase, and shit. Yeah, it's your boy. But wait, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew you guys thought, why is he cutting off the podcast at around 24 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. I give you that full 30-minute session. You know what I'm saying? That full service. So yeah, basically, that's part of the episode. This is like for the real fans. That piece at the end. That people might have like skipped or thought the podcast was done. No, bitch, we're still going. Because I wanted to give you guys that extra kind of just a thank you. Just let me throw you guys a bone. So like I said, I opened the podcast with the album announcement. September 1st is going down. So now I just want you guys to know the album pre-orders are boom active. So go into iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and I think Spotify even, if you want to pre-save. And then you can pre-order the album right now. and as soon as it's out, boom, it will be in your catalog, whichever service you use. So yeah, I'm not posting the links to the shit at all before the album drops. So this is exclusively for you guys, for the listeners. Exclusive perks. You guys are one step ahead of the curve. Get their pre-orders. I'll try to, if it's possible, put the link in my bio on Twitter and Instagram, so you can just go there and then pick which service you want to use. But if not, like I said, because I submitted it kind of late, so if that's not possible, you guys are just gonna have to go onto whichever respective digital retailer you use. So either most likely iTunes or Google Play or Spotify or even Amazon Music, and just search for Jimi Priceless there. Boom, find release of the Thunderous Love, and then boom, do your thing. So yeah, so that's the first thing I wanted to gift you guys with. Then there's even more. So if you want to pre-order from a different source, if you want to buy the album at the price that I'm selling it, because when it comes to iTunes and shit like that, that's behind the scenes region specific pricing that they work out. If you want to pay like the premium price, what you do is go on right now, jimipriceless.bandcamp.com. Go to my Bandcamp page and you will find the Return of the Thunderous Love for pre-order. And even if you don't want to pre-order it, 2 songs are currently available for streaming. So track 3 and track 8. Track 3 is called 10-4. Track 8 is called Extra. So yeah, you can check those songs out right now. As soon as you're done with this podcast, you can stream that shit. And once again, I won't be posting that link. So the only people that will be getting it is you guys, or just anyone that randomly checks my Bandcamp for no reason. So you know what I mean? Because I love the fans, Brown Recluse gang in this bitch. So yeah, right now you can go pre-order, pre-save, stream 2 tracks. So yeah, and it's up to you. You can share with people, let them know there's 2 tracks available for stream, or we can keep this just between us. It's up to you guys. I'm putting that power in your hands. I'm tweeting out, posting out, no links, until the album drops. The only thing I'm posting is going to be this podcast. That's the only link you're going to see me posting. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you support the podcast all the way to the end. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's Jimi Priceless. Also, like, my bad for the phone thing. Like, I couldn't do anything about it. And also, I'm not going to bother editing it out because, keep it raw in this bitch. Raw, uncut. You know what I'm saying? Make it nasty. Uncircumcised shit. Polar neck gang in this bitch. So yeah, this has been episode 11, September 1st, album out, Return of the Thunderous Lover. Go stream those 2 tracks now on Bandcamp. Go pre-order that shit on Amazon, iTunes, or Spotify, or Google Play. And yeah, I'll see you guys, or you guys will see me, or maybe you will see me somewhere. But I'll be back on the podcast with that album breakdown. But until then, enjoy those streaming tracks. And when the album drops, enjoy the album, share the album, and let's keep getting it, keep pushing the movement. And now, for real this time, I'm out.